Japan, land of the rising sun. People first came to Japan about 30,000 years ago. At the time, the main islands were connected to Siberia and Korea by bridges of dry land, so people crossed on foot. The first society, called the Jomon culture, arose about 12,000 years ago. Around the same time, the Ainu people arrived by boat from Siberia. The Jomon and Ainu survived for thousands of years, hunting, fishing, and gathering plants. In 300 BC, the Yayoi people came to Honshu Island from Korea and China. They were skilled weavers, tool makers, and farmers who began cultivating rice in flooded paddy fields. In 660 BC, Japan's first emperor, Jimmu Tenno, came to power. Emperors controlled Japan until the 12th century AD, when military rulers called shoguns took control and ruled by might. Europeans first arrived in Japan in 1543, bringing guns and Christianity. In 1635, the ruling shogun closed Japan to foreigners and forbade Japanese to travel abroad. This isolation lasted more than 200 years. In 1868, the shoguns were overthrown and emperors returned. There was a time of great change and modernization for Japan. During World War I, Japan fought on the side of the US. But on December 7, 1941, Japan bombed the United States Navy fleet at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, and the US entered World War II. From 1941 to 1945, Japan's military leaders fought against the US and the Allied forces. In August 1945, the US dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing about 115,000 people. Japan surrendered a few days later. Japan is an archipelago or string of islands on the eastern edge of Asia. There are four main islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu. There are also nearly 4,000 smaller islands. Japan's nearest mainland neighbors are the Siberian region of Russia in the north and Korea and China farther south. Almost 4/5 of Japan is covered with mountains. The Japanese Alps run down the center of the largest island, Honshu. The highest peak is Mount Fuji, a cone-shaped volcano considered sacred by many Japanese. The Japanese people are an East Asian ethnic group native to the Japanese archipelago. Japanese people constitute 97.9% of the population of the country of Japan. Worldwide, approximately 129 million people are of Japanese descendants. Of these, approximately 122.5 million are residents of Japan. Japanese are famous for their willingness to work very hard. Children are taught to show respect for others, especially parents and bosses. They learn to do what's best for their family or company and worry less about their own needs. Japan is the only country in the world with a reigning emperor. Emperors have no real power, but they are still revered as a symbol of the country's traditions and unity. Japan is a multi-party parliamentary democracy. The ruling Liberal Democratic Party has governed almost continuously since 1955, with stint in opposition from 1993 to 1994 and 2009 to 2012. Political rights and civil liberties are generally well respected. Outstanding challenges include ethnic and gender-based discrimination and claims of improperly close relations between government and the business sector. Japan is remarkable for its extraordinarily rapid rate of economic growth in the 20th century, especially in the first several decades after World War II. This growth was based on unprecedented expansion of industrial production and the development of an enormous domestic market, as well as on an aggressive export trade policy. In terms of growth, national product, a common indicator of a country's wealth, Japan is the world's second largest economic power, ranking behind only the United States. It has developed a highly diversified manufacturing and service economy and is one of the world's largest producer of motor vehicles, steel, and high technology manufactured goods, notably consumer electronics. Japan can be a dangerous place. Three of the tectonic plates that form Earth's crust meet nearby and often move against each other, causing earthquakes. More than 1,000 earthquakes hit Japan every year. Japan also has about 200 volcanoes, 60 of which are active. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami occurred at 2:46 a.m. on 11th of March. The magnitude 9.0 to 9.1 undersea megathrust earthquake had an epicenter in the Pacific Ocean, 72 kilometers east of the Oshika Peninsula of the Tohoku region, and lasted approximately 6 minutes, causing an earthquake. The tsunami caused a cooling system failure at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, which resulted in a level 7 nuclear meltdown and release of radioactive materials. The electrical power and backup generators were overwhelmed by the tsunami, and the plant lost its cooling capability.